Hey everybody, Tanya from ShootingStarSVG back, and today I want to talk to y'all about 8 Etsy mistakes you do not want to make as a seller on the platform. So if this is your first time here, go ahead and click on like and subscribe below, as that does keep me motivated to continue making these videos so that way you can grow your business and change your life. And if you haven't already, head on over to the Facebook group where we are creating a community of like-minded individuals looking to grow their semi-passive income with digital downloads. I had created a video probably about 2 years ago talking about mistakes people are making on Etsy, and I was like, I need to do a refresh on that one because a lot of things have changed in the past few years. I think it's really important to reiterate these things. So I have 8 things I would like to go through. And this is basically before you get going, but this can also apply if you're already an established digital product seller, and you're looking to make sure you're doing things the right way, because we are in a sea full of digital sellers and people trying to make a buck, right? But the trick that's going to set you apart from everybody else is you're going to do it the right way with my help. So I'm here to help you be successful. That is the complete goal. I really enjoy watching people grow on their journeys. And so any way that I can help you, that is what I'm here for and what I want to do. Okay. So the first thing that I want to talk about is enough listings. So in the Etsy course, Open Your Shop course, which we'll talk about at the tail end here, I talk about having enough listings. When you first start your shop and open your shop up, Etsy does recommend at least 10 listings. However, in a digital world, I recommend anywhere between 20 to 25 listings if possible. Now, fret not. If you don't have that many listings, it's not a huge deal. It is just my personal recommendation. And going over to my shop, you can see that right now I have 607 items currently listed in my shop, and I haven't really added much over the past about year and a half. Okay, I'll add things here and there, but this shop is a little bit dead per se, as I really am putting focus into the second shop and the currently soon third shop that I will be opening up this year as a test case for y'all. So don't fret if you don't have 1,000 listings to get up there, but you definitely want some that's going to get you integrated into the algorithm, and then as you start creating and selling more, you'll start bumping yourself up in that search. Okay, so that kind of segues me into the second thing, which is make sure that you have everything in your shop filled out. A lot of people fail to do this, and it's kind of crazy because if you go into the seller handbook, Etsy specifically talks about if you have your About Me and your shop sections filled out, then that will give you a small boost in search placement. It kind of tells Etsy, hey, this shop is a real person. They actually give a flip about what they're doing. So to show you what I mean, in your back office, when you have your Etsy shop open, you can click on, you have your sales channels over here, and you can click on this little pencil icon, and it's going to pop your shop up here, okay? So you have your tagline, your name, where you're from, your sales, your reviews, your icon here, okay? People get your profile by clicking here, but the important thing I want to notice is this section here, okay? That's your shop sections. You want to make sure that you have those filled out. And then also when you continue to scroll down, there is an announcements, which I do recommend making regular announcements if you can. I say that, and if you notice, I haven't updated my shop announcements since 2020, okay? It will have a section for your reviews. You can now add updates, which is really beneficial if you want to show your creative process. But this about section right here is ridiculously important. So here you can actually put in a video and photos, which is something that I have not done yet. A little bit of background about you, where you could be found around the web, your shop members, your shop policies, and any FAQ that you may have. So I see so many people that fail to fill this out. You definitely want to make sure that you're getting those sections filled out. Doesn't take very long. Just get it done because it's going to help you in the long run. The third thing that I want to talk about is branding. Branding is so critical, especially now with the wave of people that we have selling on Etsy. You want to determine how you can showcase your products to set yourself apart from everybody else. Because if you get lost in the sea of sellers and you don't do something that's going to say, hey, buy me, it's just not going to do well for you. Okay. So to show you what I mean, I just did a quick search for St. Patrick's Day SVG, since it's coming up. You can see all the different types of branding that people have here. You have top bars, you have mock-ups, which I don't recommend this because you can't really tell much about it. You can see that same thing here. You have bundle designs where it has 30 St. Patrick's Day designs with the file types that you have here. Okay. Again, you have more images that are on mock-ups. I would say there's some stuff that's really, really good here. Citra Graphics has a really nice way of showcasing the bundle. Really, you want to make sure that it's something that you enjoy to do. I'm trying to find a bad example of branding because honestly, all this really isn't too bad, but you notice all the same kind of colors. This one I would stop and take a look at. And the reason why is because they have a black background and all of their designs on the top. And it's just different than everything else that you're seeing out there. It's a very dark background with their images on the top. And it just kind of stops you like, whoa, wait a second. This is different than all the rest of these, right? So I don't really see any horrible branding on here. It all looks pretty good. I would say for these single designs, you know, that they have, you would want to add some sort of discerning information. So I remember showing an example when I first did this video, and I'll pull it back up again. And I sell this file fairly well, but if you were scrolling through and you saw this versus this, which one would you stop and choose, right? So this one, you can actually see the design. It's nice and clear. Obviously, this is mine. This one has a really heavy watermark on it, and it just looks not good. I would scroll right past that, okay? So when you are performing your branding, you don't want to do any heavy watermarking that's going to detract the buyer from your image. If you are nervous about people stealing your work, which is going to happen, you can add a very, like a background that's not plain, like this is just this paper background. So it makes it kind of hard to apply a trace. And then make sure that your file quality is about 72 or less DPI. It doesn't have to be the greatest DPI because you're just focused on screen resolution, and then add a little bit of a blur to your design. It'll make it a lot more difficult for somebody to go and trace. So it's just a few tips that I have for you. But to the point, you want to make sure that your branding is on point, okay? Definitely make sure that you have your logo somewhere in the design. Obviously, mine is top center here, okay? Because if people are starting off on Google or other search engine platforms, and you don't have your logo there, they don't know where to go look, because people don't necessarily start on Etsy. And all my time here, I find that they start on Google, but that's a subject for another day. So keep that in mind. Make sure you get your logo on there. You want to have colors that aren't really crappy. So with that being said, I'm going to show you guys my really, 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 really horrible branding that I had when I first started out, and kind of the evolution to where I am right now, because this definitely helped me when I started my second shop, because my branding was definitely on point with shop number 2. Shop number 1 was Struggle Bus City. Okay, so when I first started out, I was not ShootingStarSVG. I was McCarthy Mementos. McCarthy's my last name. And I had the worst colors, the worst everything. You guys ready? This was my first mock-up right here. Look at this. I mean, the image is really small. You got my crappy name here, which I guess is my logo. And then these awful colors at the bottom. Look, this isn't even lined up on the bottom corner here. So I was definitely riding the struggle bus. But you know what? Oddly enough, I first started off with this branding and I sold plenty of stuff. And I was thrilled about it. I'm like, I gotta be doing something right? So I realized I needed to start getting quite serious about my business in May 2019. So I applied for design bundles and they were like, your branding's not good, so we can't take you. And I was like, they were really nice about it. I was like, okay, I can fix this. It literally took me 2 weeks. I went there and rebranded everything in my shop. And I'm about to show you what the second brand looked like. So I changed my logo, okay? I got this crappy shiplap background. And then look at these colors at the bottom. Complete, not good. So I asked for feedback. I did get it approved after I made this branding change, right? So I asked for feedback in the group because we are like one big family. And they were like, your colors, girl, your colors. Like, mute those colors on the logo. Get rid of that black on yellow. And let's get this rolling. So after I took that feedback, what I did was I went back through and I revamped, and that's where I came with my current branding. So I muted those colors back from the original logo, made the sidebar, put in it's like a paper texture background that I have there, and it's just much better. And it's done really well for me, so I don't plan on changing it, at least not for a while. But again, it really helped with my second shop, so keep that in mind. I do go through a little bit of branding in the Open Your Etsy Shop course, and I will just kind of show you guys what that's all about. You know, I have had various people take it very successfully, and it's just been a real treat. If you are a part of the Facebook group, you will get it for 50% off. So keep that in mind. If you're a part of the Facebook group, you get heavily deep discounts, and sometimes I even go in there and say, you know what, y'all, I love you so much, I'm going to run an even cheaper discount. So if you're not a part of the Facebook group, go ahead and check that out. But it literally will walk you through everything from the beginning all the way through to choosing your niche, branding, opening your shop, packaging and pricing files, titles and tags, everything. And there's some bonus content in there. And I also go through and update the course all the time. So I have some other things that I need to add to that particular course. But, you know, that will get you started. Definitely focus on branding. Number 4, SEO. Hell no, SEO. That's how I was at the beginning. I was like, did not focus on my keyword strategy at all, and I am still dealing with that pain years later of updating listings. I really need to go back through and do updates on my poor performing listings because my SEO was complete, excuse my language, shit. Now I understand search engine optimization a lot better and how Etsy looks at things. Do not skip on this. So many times when I go through shop critiques and look at people's items, the biggest issue is their titles and their tags. You do not want to keyword stuff your titles. You want to write your title describing your item with keywords in there, long tail preferably, okay? Then you want to make sure that your tags are keywords that will accentuate the title, because if you have it in the title, you don't need it in the tags, okay? Also, your categories and your attributes tie into your search engine optimization. So again, 4 things that you need to focus on: titles, tags, categories, attributes. Etsy does not care about your description, so you don't need to spend a ton of time on that, all right? You want to make sure that you are targeting the proper audience for that as well. I do have a course up on SEO. It is $50 normally. Again, if you go to the Facebook group, you can get it for half off. You get it for 25 bucks. And the SEO course will basically walk you through all the different SEO tools that are out there, how you use those tools for keyword research, understanding and applying SEO. So this is a lot of the things in a deeper dive that I just talked about, those 4 things. How to optimize your listings, how to find trending products, and then a conclusion with the course wrap up, okay? And I will tell you, I'm constantly adding tools, so there's a few other SEO tools that are out there that I'm going to add to the course to do a review of. And the reason why is because everybody's different as far as budget and personal style goes. Some people like E-Rank, some Marmalade, some Sales Samurai, Allura, Crest, Everbee. The list goes on, and there's new tools coming out all the time. Regardless, the course is a treasure trove of information. It will definitely get you started on the right foot if you already have your shop open and need a little push with Etsy SEO, okay? Number 5, your pricing needs to be competitive. So many times I see people pricing their files for $1 or $2, especially with the Etsy transaction fee increases. You can go check that video up there. You definitely want to make sure that you are having competitive prices. So I will tell you, I'm not raising my prices based off of the transaction fee increase, okay? I sell on Etsy, Design Bundles, my website, SoFancy, and a few other places. I don't feel the need to have to raise that up. Etsy can do what it wants. It's no skin off my back as long as they follow through and do the things they say they're going to do. Anyways, that's a story for another day. I always recommend single files anywhere between $3 to $4 for SVGs. There's a lot of different things that go into pricing. You want to make sure your bundles are anywhere from 6 and up. And it really just depends on what you're providing. If you need help with pricing, let me know. But you definitely don't want to keep your prices too low, okay? Make sure you're pricing for what you're worth. When I first started, I was pricing my files at about $250. And somebody was kind enough to give me a shop critique. When they looked through my shop, they were like, girlfriend, your prices are too low, raise them up. Guess what? I raised everything up $1. to $3.50, and I was still getting sales, and I was making more money on top of that because my prices were higher. So do not sell yourself short. Make sure your pricing is where it needs to be. Now, if you're selling sets of like social media kits or templates or planners, those usually have a much higher price point, so you can make more money in the long run. But if you're selling SVGs, a little bit lower, okay? It really just depends on the sweet spot. So you can go on Etsy, you can search for what you're trying to sell, and see what general prices are for that. But do not sell at a ridiculously low price because you're not going to be making jack off of it. Number 6, I get this question a lot. What do you do with your seasonal listings? And the question is nothing. I will update the SEO on them right before the season if I feel like I need to. And by right before, I mean 5 months before the season starts, like the holiday. I leave them up all year. You would be surprised how many sales I get on Halloween or Christmas SVGs throughout the year. People will buy at weird times. So I don't even bother deactivating them. I mean, I'm paying 60 cents to keep them up basically all year long. So it's really not that big of a deal. Just keep them up, okay? Keep your listings active all year round and post regularly, okay? If you want Etsy to know that you're active in the Etsy world, you want to be able to post regularly of new items. So I tend to try on my active shops to post at least anywhere between 3 to 5 new designs a week. That's a lot for some people that are busy like me. I do this part-time, but you want to try to post regularly. Even if you're just getting 1 a week, like do something, okay? That will definitely help you. Whatever, I lost count. I'm on number 8. I'm on the last one, and it's driving traffic, okay? You want to drive traffic. And everybody's like, how do I do this? How do I drive traffic? I don't understand. Forget Facebook. Forget everything in social media except for Pinterest. I'm sorry. Pinterest, hands down, of all the things that I've focused my time and energy on since I've been doing this, Pinterest is the number 1 platform that you want to focus on when selling digital downloads, okay? Pinterest and email marketing are the 2 major avenues you want to go with. I was using a scheduler for a while. I've since moved away from the scheduler. Really just takes me about 15 minutes 4 times a week to focus on my Pinterest. So I can do that. I'm doing a case study this year on Pinterest, so you guys can follow me along on Facebook while I go through and do that. So y'all can see on a brand new account and an established account. But Pinterest and email marketing are 2 very powerful things. I was totally against email marketing for a long time, but when I launched my website, I started email marketing, and it's been fruitful for me. So they're already your warm audience. If they're on your email list, it's a good place to be able to provide free content, but also get them coming back for more, okay? So we went through the SEO course. You know, a lot of times people ask, how are you creating your files and things like that? You know, I have the Inkscape course up on there. I'm working on some other things as well, but driving traffic is one big focus point of this year, and also launching your website. And you can go through the Launch Your Shopify website course that's also on the course website. But really, you want to make sure that you're driving traffic, okay? So I'll show you my Pinterest stats. I haven't touched Pinterest in a while. And for some godforsaken reason, I'm still getting impressions. We'll just look at the last 30 days. I mean, it's down over the last 30 days before that. And you can see I had a spike right around Valentine's Day, and then it's completely like tapered off. And that's because one of my more popular boards is Valentine's Day SVG. I also went through yesterday, and you'll see this on my Pinterest video on YouTube about how I'm starting this journey. And I deleted a bunch of boards. So I expected all of my Pinterest traffic to completely tank because I deleted like half of my boards on Pinterest to start this experiment up, okay? So keep that in mind with what you're seeing right now. I plan to really focus heavily on Pinterest and email marketing this year, particularly for my blog and my YouTube channel, but also for my digital products to show you guys how you can successfully do this as well, all right? So definitely want to drive traffic. A good way to drive traffic on Facebook is to get a part of these groups, these Cricut groups, silhouette groups, if you're creating SVGs. If it's printables, different groups where you're actually showing your projects and products in real time. Like, go create it. And they'd be like, oh, look what I made today. And people are like, hey, where did you get that file? And you'd be like, oh, it's right here. And then you can post your link to that file. This is a very helpful way to do it. And I talk about that a little bit in the promotions course that I'm working on right now. It's going to be a very high level overview of how you can promote items. But with all that being said, we got 8 things here, okay? You want to make sure you have enough listings when you launch your shop. You want to make sure that you have your about section filled out, your shop sections, all the information that you could possibly fill out on Etsy, you want to make sure that that's filled out, okay? Number 3, you want to make sure that you have branding that is on point, okay? Number 4, don't say hell no SEO. Like, get it done, girlfriends and boyfriends, okay? Because we need to make sure that the SEO is good to be shown in that sea of Etsy sellers, okay? Price points. Make sure your price points are good, okay? You want to make sure that it is priced for your time and effort as well. Keep your listings active. Keep them active. So I just noticed I only had 7 here. Make sure you're driving traffic the right way. Pinterest, #1 place to go right now. That's what I recommend, as well as email marketing. And we'll get into that more this year. And then, yeah, that's it. That's all 7. So 7 things that you want to make sure that you're doing when you launch your shop or are active on Etsy. If there's something you guys think I'm missing, let me know in the comments. I think I got it all. Like, is there other mistakes that people are making out there that I'm not seeing? I'm not sure. This is what I normally see when I'm doing shop critiques. So hopefully y'all got something out of this video, and it would help me greatly if you go ahead and click on like and subscribe below, because that does keep me motivated to continue making these videos so that way you can grow your business and change your life. And again, if you haven't already, head on over to the Facebook group where we are creating a community of like-minded individuals looking to grow their semi-passive income with digital downloads. If you need anything else, don't hesitate to reach out. ShootingStarSVG, signing out.